right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's all I needed, yes! Welcome to the special occasion in our lives of the young adults whose accomplishments we are celebrating here today. Like baptism and marriage, the graduation ceremony is one of the greatest traditions and is respected. During the presentation of diplomas, we ask that families and guests help us maintain the dignity of the ceremony by limiting their cheers so that all scholars may have the honor of hearing their names read. And now, it is my great honor to present the GEO Next Generation High School Class of 2023. Remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Graduates and families, you may be seated. Thank you. I am honored to welcome our founder and superintendent, Mr. Kevin Teasley, to give our opening remarks.
Good evening. This is a great night, and it's not the end, but the beginning of a journey. But somewhere in that journey, this is a piece of it. We started 3 years ago with an idea, a dream, that students in Indianapolis can do more than tradition expects. And they want to do more than tradition expects. And right here today, we're celebrating students who have done a lot more than tradition expects. In fact, several of these students have already graduated from college. Would you mind standing, those of you who participated in the Ivy Tech Community College graduation, please? Stand. Okay, thank you. It's a pretty crazy class in the sense that we opened not in the most ideal time to open a school. There was something called the pandemic going on, a little difficult, and we were at a different location over off of Franklin. We had roughly 100 students. Today we have over 150 students, and I think by the fall we'll be at 200. So word is getting out that here at GEO Next Gen you can do more than tradition expects, and that's what these students did. In addition to the students who earned the Indiana College Core, and there are 5, I believe, that actually did. There are only 4 standing, but I think there's 5. We had several more accolades that happened. So many I have to pull out this little notepad that I put together. So we have 20 graduates, 18 plus 2 early graduates. 8 students, yes, you can applaud for that, 2 early, yeah. The Indiana College Core, that's a full year of college that students have earned, and it's a specific series of courses that have been earned that are fully transferable to a 4-year university. What that means is the students who stood have saved themselves and their families. If they went to Indiana University, if they went to Purdue, any other school in Indiana, roughly $25,000. Yeah, you can applaud for that. They've also saved themselves a year of time after high school in college. And there's a young man who graduated last year in the audience, Yardy, please wave, Yardy. Yardy just told me before the ceremony started that he's going to be able to graduate early from the University of Indianapolis. So, I don't know, I was 22 when I graduated from college and I had debt and I didn't have a job. These kids are going to graduate no debt and go right into college, and most of them on scholarship. We have students going to Boston University. We have students going to Ball State. We have students going to IUPUI, University of Indianapolis. We have 2 students, and unfortunately they're not here right now. They're on their way. They're not there. Headed to Howard University, twin sisters. The students who have earned the Indiana College Core demonstrate how above average this school is. In the state of Indiana, according to the Indiana Higher Ed Commission, less than 5% of all seniors in the entire state of Indiana earn the Indiana College Core. Less than 5%. Here, now this is where it gets tricky. The math really gets tricky because I believe we have 8 students who have earned the Indiana College Core, but they're not all seniors. We have students who are juniors who have earned the Indiana College Core. Are you scratching your head? How did that happen? Next year, we're going to have students who actually earn the full associate degree. Those juniors that earned the Indiana College Core, they're going to be back next year to finish out their associate degree. That's 2 full years. That's $50,000 of savings for their family. 2 years of time saved. They'll be 18 when they graduate from high school. They'll be juniors in college. So that's the difference here at this school, and I hope you took time when you walked in the entryway. If you didn't see it tonight, you probably saw it before. We're not a destination. We are a launching pad. We want our students to come here and go elsewhere. Go elsewhere while they're in high school, go elsewhere after they're out of high school. And that's what these students have done. And they've done it in great, challenging times. So I believe that they're off to a great start. I want to congratulate you. And I'm going to end with a short story from a previous graduation that I just attended in Baton Rouge. The keynote speaker there gave a little bit of wisdom. No matter how great you do in life, remember, attendance at your funeral will be greatly determined by the weather. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Teasley. So as we move on in the ceremony, it's my favorite part, outside of giving out what these scholars have earned, it's our speeches of our valedictorian and salutatorian. So I'm so proud to introduce our next speaker. Please welcome our salutatorian for the class of 2023, Ms. Esther Jean.
Thank you, Ms. Evans, for the introduction. I'd like to extend the warmest welcome to my fellow graduates, staff, and the very dear family and friends who decided to join us today for this very special occasion. My name is Esther Jean, and I am honored to be standing here as the class of 2023 salutatorian. First things first, congratulations, class of 2023. Despite all odds, we were able to make it through those challenging 4 years called high school. We all deserve a round of applause for being able to make it to this moment right here. To my scholars, look around you. This could very well be the last time we are in here all together like this. We are a special group of students here at GEO Next Generation High School. Some students, like myself, have been here since the school first opened up in 2020. It's been a long time since we were in that little building in Franklin Road, where the entire school could fit into one hallway. But there's something special about being in a space so confined with a group of people. The bonds and relationships become unbreakable, and the love for one another grows tenfold. We were essentially forced into developing some of the greatest tight-knit friendships, mostly because if you didn't like someone, there was no other hallway to go to. Since then, we have expanded into where we are today, but we never lost the family-like bond we have between us, staff included. Thinking back to my 8th grade year, I remember having all these goals I wanted to achieve. Some I did and some I didn't, and maybe that was for the better. I was stuck in what I was used to and how I wanted things to happen, that I didn't fully appreciate the opportunities in front of me. I was used to doing things alone, not needing anyone, and fully being content with that. But here, we have a passionate and motivating staff that is always willing to help, whether it be with our dual enrollment courses that were sometimes so difficult we wanted to cry, or by providing a listening ear to all our petty teenage drama. Most importantly, they were there for us in those moments where we felt like we had no other outlet to express ourselves. I wanted to let you, the staff, know how much we appreciate you. I lost my place. Thank you for all that you have done and will continue to do. We couldn't be sitting here without you. And to my fellow graduates, thank you for creating some of the best and arguably the funniest memories. We worked hard, we fought, and we conquered together. We may not be together physically anymore, but mentally we will always be eagles and soar together. I would like to end with this quote by Miners Meyer Jr. Go into the world and do well, but more importantly, go into the world and do good. Because like we always say, we are not inferior, we will succeed, and we can do whatever we will. Thank you, and once again, congratulations, class of 2023.
Next up, I bring to the stage Ms. Alana Musa, our class of 2023 valedictorian.
Good evening, staff, students, family, and the second class to ever graduate from GEO Next Generation High School in Indianapolis. For those who do not know, my name is Alana Musa, and I've been attending GEO for 2 years. When I first found out that I was given this speech, I was incredibly nervous and believed that I would start shaking uncontrollably and foaming at the mouth. Speaking in front of groups of people is outside of my comfort zone. Over the years, we have done many things that were beyond our comfort levels. For example, when we were advised to take a difficult course unlike other courses we have taken, or when a teacher paired us with someone we were unfamiliar with instead of our best friends. Now that I'm older, I understand that I should not have been complaining about these situations, but should have been more positive and open from the beginning. I am now grateful that I was pushed to do these things because they ended up being quite beneficial. I am thankful for the teachers who challenged me academically because they equipped me with skills necessary for life beyond high school. I am thankful for being advised to take some courses I would not have chosen since I actually ended up enjoying them and look forward to taking similar ones at college. I am thankful for being pushed to communicate with people I was unfamiliar with because I have created bonds with others outside of my original friend group. With that being said, I am no longer nervous to give the speech because I understand it can be beneficial to step out of your comfort zone. I now recognize what an honor it is to deliver this speech. I am very appreciative of my time here at GEO. I left my previous high school to further challenge myself academically, try out a new environment, and earn transferable college credits. And GEO has successfully helped me achieve this. GEO has not only benefited me academically, but has also surrounded me with wonderful teachers, admin, and students. I had fun being at Ivy Tech with friends, goofing around in the cafeteria last year when we could not be in the actual classroom, if you know, you know, student versus staff games, and clubs. It was a pleasure getting to know you all during my time here. I would also like to express my gratitude to my family. My mom has greatly guided and supported me throughout this 4-year-long journey. She always provided me with valuable advice, helped me overcome difficult situations, and whenever I needed aid in my assignments, she would always try her hardest to provide me with a solution. I would like to thank her and my other family members for everything they've done for me. As of today, my fellow graduates and I are ready to embark on the next phase of our lives, whether that be at a university, straight into the workforce, or at a trade school. I am certain that this graduating class will achieve great things, and I am excited to find out what the future holds. Stepping out of my comfort zone allowed me to discover my strengths and weaknesses, tune into my creativity, and learn that I was able to overcome challenges I have believed to be impossible. I urge my classmates to try out new things, push their personal boundaries, and venture out of their comfort zones as they cross over into this new stage of life. This is such a special day, and we should all be proud of ourselves for this great accomplishment. Congratulations, class of 2023. Thank you.
Good job, ladies. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a keynote speaker here, and it's gonna take a while for me to get through his title, so give me a second. But we have Mr. Jimmy McMillan. He is the Chief Diversity Officer and Senior Corporate Counsel, Diversity Legal for Penske Entertainment. You know that race that just happened yesterday, or was it Sunday? Yeah, he's over there. So, bring to the stage Mr. Jimmy McMillan.
Good afternoon. Can everybody hear me? It is a great honor and privilege to have the opportunity to address the graduating class, the 2023 graduating class of the GEO Next Generation School. I am so proud of all of you. I want to start by giving an honor to God, for whom all my blessings flow. And first, I want to start out by recognizing and thanking Kevin Teasley, Principal Tiffany Evans, your teachers, staff, the administrators, for their outstanding work in developing these precious jewels into the future leaders of our city, our state, our country, and our world. My mother was a special education teacher for 36 years, and I know firsthand the passion that you all have for your students, the investment that you have made in their lives, and the hopes you have for their success. The gift of an education is one of the most valuable gifts that you can provide to anyone, because its worth only increases exponentially with time. You all have delivered that gift to these students in ways that were once thought unthinkable, unachievable, and impossible. These students, our students, graduating from high school and college at the same time. Students that others in a different place or in a different time or in a different school with different teachers and different administrators may have been written off as unteachable or labeled as disciplinary problems or simply provided with the basic courses necessary for a high school graduation or a high school diploma. As a board member, I can proudly state that not only is GEO's Next Generation School's commitment to you to make you just a high school graduate, it's to make you a college graduate, to make you successful in life in every possible way. And I want to thank the teachers who've done that and thank the staff who've done that. Can I get a round of applause for them? Second, I want to recognize and thank the parents of these graduating GEO students. As a father of two 14-year-old twin boys, I can only look into your eyes with jealous expectations of when I can get mine out of my house. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm jealous at the thought of the pride that you must have for your children today. From the time that you learned that you were going to be a parent, grandparent, or perhaps even a guardian, your life changed dramatically. Your wants and needs have taken an immediate back seat to the most important thing in your lives, which has been keeping your child safe, providing them with shelter, food, and clothing, and making sure that they receive the very best education that you could provide. GEO parents, I want to ask you some questions. Did you spend some money on these kids? Did you spend some time with these kids? Did you miss out on some fun? Did you make a way out of no way? Was it worth it? Are you happy today? Are you proud of your children today? Are you so glad that you gave everything you had for your kids today to sit here as graduates? Well, let them hear you clap for them and give them a round of applause. And now I turn to these 20 students, and I ask you, did your parents spend some money on you? Yes. Did they spend time with you? Yes. You know that your parents missed out on some fun so that you could have fun? Yes. Are you happy today? Yes. Was it worth it? Yes. I said, was it worth it? Yes. Are you proud of your parents and what they sacrificed for you? Yes. Then let's get a big round of applause for your parents. This is a graduation, this is a celebration, and you better be joyful and scream and shout and be truly thankful, because too many of our parents in our community do not get to experience the joy of this moment. This is not a given, unfortunately. If you know what I'm talking about and you live in this community, you know that this is a blessing to be able to see your kids here today. So I don't believe in silent graduations, because I don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring. But I know today we're winning, and these kids are winning, and they worked hard for this moment, and we're gonna celebrate, scream, and shout, and clap, and hope you got a good meal waiting for you somewhere, because that's what you deserve. Now I'm gonna go out script, because I wanna talk to y'all from the heart. This third part is about you. So why am I here today, beyond being on the board? I have a great affinity to who you are and what you are and how you came here. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my story quickly. I'm from the south side of Chicago, and I was in gifted schools the entire time. I actually went, from 7th to 8th grade, I was in a program that we got high school credit. And then when I went in high school, I got college credit. Back then, you weren't able to stay in school and go to college. So at 16 years old, I became a student at Michigan State University. I was in college at 16. I actually pledged my fraternity Kappa Alpha Psi when I was 16 years old. I was an RA, I was a resident assistant at 17 years old. I was over a dorm. Went to school, all sorts of promise. Extremely smart. My mother and family would say I was brilliant. They would tell everybody that. The issue was, when I grew up in school, I had two problems. One, my father was an alcoholic. And so throughout my high school life, we would spend 3, 4, 5 months on the run. Nobody knew. I would literally be enrolled in my high school, and then I would de-enroll and have to enroll in a separate school. My mother would go down south. If you go to my mother's house right now, there's pictures of me on bales of hay. That was when I was in Mississippi, and there's pictures of me with the backdrop of Chicago, and that's when I was in Chicago. Because my father would jump on me, jump on my mother, beat us with shovels, put my head in a vice grip. It was crazy. My grandfather shot my father in front of me 3 times. He lived. I also grew up at a time in Chicago where we had gangs. There was basically 2 gangs in Chicago, Gangster Disciples and Vice Lords. You was either in one or the other. My football team was affiliated with Vice Lords. One day, me and my best friend were walking home from school. Somebody rolled by and said, "What up, folk?" and shot him in the head. I was only 1 block from his house and had to go tell his mom. My mom came to the scene. She said, "I got to get you out of Chicago before they kill you." So that's why I got to go to school at 16, because my mother said, "I got to get you out of here." I thought when I went to college, all the drama I had in my life in Chicago, I went to Michigan State. It's a beautiful campus. It's green, it's awesome. I thought everything was gonna be over with. The problem is, hood shit don't stop. It would be nice if it does because you're smart, but it doesn't. You still have to deal with those things, unfortunately. Your parents can only protect you so much, but life still goes on. So while I was in Michigan State, my father came up the dorm and tried to shoot me in the dorm room. So I hid out in Detroit with some friends until I had a brother who was going to Indiana University who was 9 years older than me. He came and got me in Detroit and enrolled me overnight in Indiana University. This sounds crazy, don't it? It's really true. 3 months into me being at Indiana University, I went home to see my mom, and my mother and father got into a fight over remote control. And my father shot my mother 3 times. And from that, I went from being you to flunking out of school. I'm gonna say that again. I went from being you, straight A student, all the promise in the world, everything said I was supposed to be great, to my mama's in the hospital about to die, my father is locked up, I don't have any money or any way to pay for anything, and I flunked out of school. Not because I wasn't smart enough, because of life. And what did I do? I got a job at Best Buy, like the person you see checking people when they come in. And then I got a job at Firestone, and I was changing tires. And I worked my way up to be a manager at Firestone. I had student loan debt. I didn't know how I was gonna get back in school. I was making $9 an hour. And from that, I had a manager at the Firestone who used to ask me every day, "What are you gonna do to get back in school?" And I'm like, "Get back in school? I'm just trying to live life. I'm just trying to make it." And he said, "That's making it is not good enough for you. I know where you came from. I know how you started. You can't let life cycle you into a point of just making it when you were destined to be great." And I didn't believe him, but he wouldn't let it go. Every single day I walked in that Firestone, he said, "What are you gonna do to get back in school?" I said, "I have no clue. I'm just here at work today, sir. I'm just trying to make it." And he introduced me to 2 mentors in my life. One was a man named George Telefaro. George Telefaro was the first African-American to play football in the NFL. George Telefaro said, "Hey, I want you to help Jimmy get back in school." He literally took me to IU and walked around the building and just said, "We need to get this boy back in school, whatever it takes." And they said, "Okay." And I ended up taking independent study classes and getting straight A's and B's, getting straight A's in those classes. Then once they let me back in school, I got straight A's and B's my first year and straight A's my second year. Then I went on to law school, where I became a lawyer. From there, I went to clerk for the Supreme Court. From there, I went to work at Barnes & Thornburg, which is one of the largest law firms in the country, for 12 years, became a partner. When people said, there's no way you're gonna be a partner at a large law firm and you're black. I spent 12 years proving them wrong. And now, I'm the senior corporate counsel and chief diversity officer on the executive committee of the largest and greatest spectacle in the world, the largest single-day sporting event in the world. Through that journey, I've been divorced twice. Don't do that. Through that, I've had 2 kids that at one point in time I didn't know were gonna live through their birth. Through that, I've had cars break down. I've had family members die. I've lost friends in various ways. But through it all, education and smarts is one part, but heart and faith and belief in yourself through the drama that is life is the other part. And that's the part that I want you to remember and get drilled into you. That when you walk out of here, you walk out of here a graduate, and nobody could question your intelligence, otherwise you wouldn't make it through this program. But what life is gonna constantly push you with is, do you have the internal intestinal fortitude as a person to keep fighting when everything gets taken away from you? If you lose it all, and it's just you and your heart, is your heart enough to push you through and help you live up to the promise that you're meant to be? That's what you gotta have. When you wonder why some people fail, it's because they give up. And if there's no other message I can leave with you today, is you are too smart and talented and loved and blessed to ever give up. Don't ever quit. Don't ever give up. Fight, 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 push. When you sad, when you down, when you think all is lost, when you think you're not gonna get the job, when you think it's not fair, when you think you got cheated, when you think you don't have any money, when you think you broke, when you tired and you don't wanna go tomorrow, get your ass up and go. That's my message.
Mr. Teasley. Mr. Teasley. Mic's still on. Okay. So, Mr. Teasley, I present to you members of the class of 2023. I certify that they will have fulfilled the requirements set forth by the school board of GEO Next Generation High School and the state of Indiana. I hereby recommend that they receive their diploma.
Well, let's talk about that. Not sure we have fulfilled everything, but we'll figure it out. Well, Ms. Evans, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Indiana and the GEO Next Generation High School Board of Education, I hereby confer on these individuals the Indiana High School Diploma with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Great word, appertaining.
Good job. Sit down now. Oh, y'all ready? You sure? All right, well, our graduates, please stand. Reading of names will be our guidance counselor, Mrs. Rakina Patterson.
I have the honor of calling the names. Our first graduate, Wade Caudill. Violeta Lopez Chavez. Yasmin Cruz Martinez. Lugina Dortillas. Lumila Dortillas. Lizeth Galvin. Brian Guerrong. Daniel Jackson. Nelsita Felix Jean. Esther Jean. Lanaya Jones. Devin Kemp. Staccato Lot. Alana Musa. Kimberly Navarro Castro. Sandiana Odajus. Lanaya Peterson. Marquita Robinson. Clinton Simmons. It is tradition that you scream the loudest for the last name. And that is Sakaya Walter. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the podium our valedictorian and our salutatorian, Alana Musa and Esther Jean, as they commence with the turning of the tassels.
The turning of the tassels from right to left is a tradition that marks the earning of a diploma and moving into the next stage of life.
At this time, I invite my fellow graduates to turn your tassels.
Hey everybody! Graduates, please join me in reciting our mantra one last time together, but staying forever in our hearts. You guys ready? I am not inferior. I will succeed. And I can do whatever I will. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the GEO Next Generation High School class of 2023.